Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to your video review for X-Men Days of Future Past. It's a movie starring a bunch of the X-Men from the original trilogy, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, etc., as well as some of the cast from the prequel First Class. So it still has James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence, Nicholas Hoult. Yeah. So, this is my favorite of all the X-Men movies. I still think objectively that X-Men First Class was better, but this one is my favorite simply because of that opening scene. That opening scene is absolutely amazing. And then another scene that takes place well towards the end of it, so I'm not going to get into that scene, but that scene is also freaking amazing. So, those two scenes are why I'll rewatch this movie. Usually I go in with the intention of just watching that scene and that scene, but I'll watch that scene and then just kind of let the movie play. And I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of good parts of this movie in general. Like, there's a lot of good stuff to this movie. I will say that I watched the Rogue cut one time, and I didn't like it as much as the theatrical version. I don't remember why exactly, because it's so long ago that happened, but I just remember every time I rewatch this movie, and I'm like, nope, not gonna bother with the Rogue cut, because the theatrical version is better. So, just putting that out there, I rewatched the theatrical version for this. And essentially what it is that the Patrick Stewart aged X-Men have, basically the Sentinels, which if you remember from, X-Men lore or the 94 Fox Kids TV show, the Sentinels, yeah, they don't look exactly like that, but just the Sentinels in general being like, robots controlled by an AI take over and, bad things. So they've taken over, and so there's a person with the ability to send somebody back in time. The only person that can survive a journey far enough back to stop the guy from creating the original Sentinels is Logan. So they send Logan back in time, and he wakes up in the 60s, 70s, whatever, and then he has to bring the gang back together. What I will say, the main thing that I did not like about this movie is that they set up a lot of awesome characters in X-Men First Class. Like, really cool powers that they were used effectively, and just fun. It was good stuff. And then this movie is set, I think 10 years later, 10, 12 years later, and all of them, except for Beast and Mystique, and the Professor and Magneto. Everyone, except for those ones, are all dead. Or otherwise off screen, never be heard of why they aren't around. I think it was a disservice to set up such amazing characters and then to either kill them off screen or just not acknowledge that they could still be alive. So that kind of annoyed me because I think that they could have tried a little harder to integrate those powers, but I get that had they had certain ones of those powers, it would have made the general plot line used in this one a bit more difficult. But, write better is my explanation for that. Just like, oh, those powers are inconvenient now. Kill them off. It's kind of like, I don't know, that just reminds me of Resident Evil, where Alice got her, super awesome telekinetic powers, and then at the end or at the beginning of one of the movies, when they were like, shit, she's too powerful, they just have some guy sneak up behind her and, inject her with a thing. It's like, haha, I've taken away all of your superpowers now. Okay, lazy writing is lazy, but whatever. Anywho, aside from that, the plot line that this has and the struggles that the characters go through, the pacing, the writing, all that jazz is really, really good. I liked, again, that especially in the prequel time frame that they show things, they really lean into the practical effects on this. Yes, there's still a bunch of CGI, but they do it in a way that I think integrates well, and I like it. I think it's fun to see how these characters, again, have to bring the band back together. It's a little funny to see, how things have changed with a couple of the characters. Be like, oh, is that where we're going with, huh? That is such a huge, from here down to here, and then somehow you make it back up over here. I don't know, man. But for the storyline that they're telling, I think that it works. So I enjoyed this movie a lot. I like the pacing. I like the future sequences as well as the past sequences, and fighting therein, as well as the implementation of the powers that they showed in this. So definitely give this one a shot if you haven't already. That's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Bye.